So you guys have been working on helping companies be compliant to OSRA 2022. Please talk about that.
So the container payment portal is the product, and I know we're putting that in the title of this episode, and it's something I definitely wanted to talk about. That's the title of the product that we've developed in partnership with PayCargo. So PayCargo, large international freight payment provider, payment network, where they have both the vendor and the payer side of the entire payment network, and they facilitate payments across the ecosystem for international freight, for air and for ocean. But so for us, they are the payment rails facilitating payments between different parties, and then we are the calculation engine and the interface for people to see containers and understand what's going on. And so this we announced the container payment portal with Hapag-Lloyd as our first ocean carrier
Not
customer.
too shabby.
We announced that at TPM this past year, which was super exciting. And they're our first ocean carrier customer that we're rolling that out across the country. I think it'll start, I believe, in July is when the first rollout, and we go into Houston first, and then roll out to different ports across the country, and eventually it'll be everywhere. So any container coming into the United States for Hapag-Lloyd, this system will be the source of truth for demurrage collection and calculation and container availability and everything else. But then since then, and that rollout is soon to come along. Since then, we've also we currently are live in Los Angeles at the TrayPack terminal with Zim as the ocean carrier. And so Zim has a service where they're sending vessels into TrayPack, and our system is live there, calculating demurrage, controlling last free day, container availability, and everything else for those containers there. And it's the first digital implementation of OSRA, is one way to put it. And so when ocean carriers come to us, why Hapag-Lloyd came to us and PayCargo together was because of, in order to comply with OSRA, there's all these data elements you have to collect from all these different places. It's not just take the 4 data elements out of Hapag-Lloyd system and put it on an invoice. It's, you got to understand what's happening at the terminal. You got to understand the gate schedules of when the terminal is actually open and when it's not. You got to be able to identify when things out of the ordinary happen. I think I told you one of the first places we were testing was Houston, and in Houston there was a snowstorm in January, which never happens.
That doesn't happen. Yep.
So it wasn't on the schedule that the terminal was going to be closed on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, but the snowstorm happened, and so we have to identify that and not include those days in calculations because truckers couldn't go pick up containers. And so that's where this system has been developed to comply with OSRA, and then also to provide that full digital form of transparency of how these calculations happen. When are you being charged? When are you not? A full auditable trail. And that's great from a legal perspective for the ocean carrier. And then it's great for them from a dispute perspective, because before this is implemented, there's entire teams of people whose entire job is to recognize, hey, this trucker's saying they couldn't pick up the container because of this happened, so they couldn't be charged demurrage. And it's teams and teams of people that are handling all these things manually. And so it's a giant digital coordination effort to put all these data sources together, do the calculation appropriately, and control the flow of that container through the port.